Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Certified Life Coach Lisa Hopp coming to you today, and I'm very happy that you're joining me. I'm very excited about this new adventure. I've always wanted to have a podcast. I always have many things I wish to talk about, and I hope that this is the start of a long-term great adventure, and that you enjoy it and that you continue with me. I am coming to you today from southern New Jersey here in the States. The neighborhood is waking up. I am in my home office, and so you might hear some extraneous noise every once in a while, but I want this to be casual and fun, so bear with me if you do hear some things every once in a while. So I wanted to tell you first a little bit about myself. I do have an office here in southern New Jersey. I do in-office appointments. I will travel to groups, and I also do have clients that I talk to you by phone from all over the world. I am a certified life coach, intuitive coach, author, medium, channel, natural healing teacher, hypnotherapist, and I'm an ordained minister. All of my services can be found at lisahopp.com. That's lisahopp.com. And I do hope that you would check out my website. So here in the States, it's Memorial Day weekend, which is a time for us to honor those who have fallen in service to our country. It's also the unofficial start to summer. Around here, it's a mostly summery weekend. Had a little bit of a storm in the middle of the night. But it is supposed to be, for the most part, sunny and warm, and that's wonderful. I myself am looking forward to having some company today and getting out and enjoying, hopefully, a little bit of the weather and just simply relaxing. And I hope that you have some great plans planned for yourself as well. So I wanted to tell you about the intention for this podcast. Each week, I hope to inspire and give you a serene, calming, soul start to your Sundays, and perhaps even something that you can take with you throughout the week. And each week, I want to really focus on different topics, and I have all kinds of topics in mind: heaven, angels, spirit guides, peace. I don't really so much want to talk about political leaders or anything like that. I do want to keep it inspiring and calming, and so in no way do I plan on it being very divisive. But if I will say that I will talk about some things if I feel there is a great message in it. Today, I'd like to talk about gratitude, especially since Memorial Day weekend is a time that we are grateful for the service of those who gave the ultimate sacrifice in serving our country in wars and in other duties. And gratitude, I have to say to you, is the most powerful emotion and thought process that you can have in order to manifest what you most want in your life. The first is love. Love of yourself, love of the world, love of your neighbor, love of your enemy. If you have love of your job, love of your body, love of your health, if you have that going on, then you can pretty much instantly manifest anything that you want in your life. And it also is the way to bring any change that you want in your life. And so gratitude is, I would say, probably second, and perhaps both of them in their own way are equal. And most of us, and you probably connect with this, only feel grateful when things are going very well. You're happy, things are rolling along, life is paying you in abundance, and it's easy then to feel gratitude. But the way to really attract in your life what you fully want to attract is to feel gratitude even during those times when you're challenged to do so, when things aren't going well, when you feel like you're going through a complete storm, where you feel like everything and everyone is against you. When you feel gratitude at that time, wow, you can know that probably the greatest part of your life is about to arrive. There's a natural law of the universe, and gratitude fits into that. And that natural law is what you put out, you get back. It's often called the law of attraction. It is like attracts like. So the more grateful you feel, the more you will have to be grateful for. And so that's why it's so important to, as much as you can, even if it's small, to feel gratitude. I tell my clients every day, I actually put it in my book, Take These Steps Now to Change Your Life, which is available on Amazon.com. So please check that out. I tell my clients every day it's so important to actually write gratitude letters. It's when you wake up in the morning, before your feet have even touched the ground, think about what you have to be grateful for. Perhaps it's just waking up. Perhaps it's a job that you have to go to. Perhaps it is the excitement over the possibility of a job if you currently don't have one, or the fact that you're doing okay because you don't have one. Gratitude for good health. Gratitude for the possibility of good health. Gratitude for all the wonderful relationships in your life and the ones yet to come. When you start your day in that way, it literally trends your day positive. It just starts you on a roll. So I tell my clients to actually get up and not only think and feel about gratitude and what is they see in their life right now to be grateful for, but also it's very important to write a gratitude letter for what you want to see in your life. And you have to put that gratitude letter in the present tense. So for instance, going a bit material with this one, if you want a new car, you write a gratitude letter or include that car in your gratitude letter and all the specifics of it. How does it smell? How does it feel driving it? What color is it if that's important to you? All of that. And by feeling the gratitude for that item or that relationship or the health in that letter that you want to have, you literally are asking for it because you're putting out that it is yours and that you feel grateful for it. And when you're ready, when the divine right timing supports you, that item shows up. I can tell you that I've seen it happen to me personally when feeling gratitude for what I want in my life, but also at the same time feeling gratitude for what I have. It arrives fairly quickly. So here's a story related directly to that. In 2010, after being a self-employed, happy person for several years, I found myself diagnosed with a blood cancer called multiple myeloma. And I had a very positive knowing that it was a wake-up shout for me. And I had a positive attitude about whatever needed to be done about my treatment and about anything that I need to do in my life to support me in that time. And one of the things that I found very important to do was to feel comfortable financially. So I started to clear out, declutter, make payments smaller. And one of the payments I made smaller is that I decided to go with a less expensive vehicle. I had a large SUV at the time with a large car payment. So I thought to myself, no, it's time to downsize so that I feel better, I feel good. And so I did that. I found a great deal on a small sedan, and the payment was much better, and I felt like it was the right thing to do. However, I have to say that I really wasn't in love with this vehicle. I would get in it and I would just feel uncomfortable in it, even though it ran fine and it was, it was definitely an all right car. It just wasn't my type of car. And I know that may sound like a very shallow thing, but feeling good is important. And at the time I knew, okay, this is temporary. I don't have to really love it. I don't really even have to like it. It's just for the now. So eventually I realized that it was how important it was to feel grateful, To feel grateful not for the healing that I was getting through first radiation, then chemo, but to be grateful for the service that this car was giving me at the time, because it was getting me where I was going and it was helping me out. So I started to do that when I would get in the car. I would give it gratitude. I would appreciate it. And you may not realize this, but cars have energy, just like computers have energy. I don't know if you've ever noticed that if you're upset about something, your computer won't act right. It will zap out, or it maybe it stalls itself, it buffers too long, or it just doesn't want to do what you want it to do. Well, it's the same with a car. It feels when you don't like it, so it's not going to serve you back. It's not going to give you that good vibration that it would give if it knew that you loved it. And you would think, well, it's just metal, Lisa, but it's a car of electronics, which hold energy. So when a car holds energy and it feels your energy, and if your energy is negative towards it, it's going to bounce back negative energy to you. So let's say you have a car that doesn't always want to start for you. It's been with you a long time. You have a great relationship with it. But on some days when you're having a bad day, it wants to help you have a bad day. That's what I'm talking about. But when you say, come on, I love you, start, let's get going, it responds to that because it feels appreciated. It feels a positive energy coming from you. So one day I had an aha moment. You're not handling any of this right. You need to show, in order to move on to better, to give yourself the most positive vibration, you have to feel positive vibration for everything in your life, even those things that you deem temporary. So I started to, as I said, have that gratitude. But at the same time, I started to visualize as well. During a visualization exercise that I would do about 5 minutes a day, I would visualize myself in my ideal car. Now, my ideal car was, and honestly still is, a rather small GMC SUV. It's called a Terrain currently. And at the time, it was kind of new. It had replaced, actually kind of replaced the older SUV that I did have. And it was more compact. It had the heated seats, and which I consider the utmost luxury. And it came with all these other little perks. So to me, that was my luxury car. Some would say the luxury car is a Lamborghini or a BMW or a Mercedes, but mine was at that GMC Terrain. So I started to smell the new car smell. I started to enjoy the thought of this Terrain during my visualization, but still getting in my sedan and feeling appreciation for the current service it was getting me. Well, pretty soon something strange started to happen, but not really strange, because that's what happens when you feel grateful for what you have, but you have your eye on what you want to receive. You start to see evidence of it around you. Well, I started to see GMC Terrains everywhere. I was like, what, is everyone buying them? But I understood that I was probably attracting this car because I was seeing it everywhere. So when you have something on your mind to attract, you're going to start to see it everywhere, which is the first sign that it's on its way to you. So I would see them everywhere, and I started to feel very hopeful and very excited. But then something even more stranger happened. When I would be driving in my sedan, I would actually start to see it like a new car. It was like the new car was overlapping the old car, and that's when I really got excited. This is coming to me any minute now. And I have to say, it wasn't that I was focused on, I have to receive it now. I'm not going to be happy unless I have it, because not being happy is going to be a block to having it. I was just excited because I knew at some point it was on its way. The life was turning that way, that I would be able to afford that car, have that car, and basically have what I was asking for in life. Now, of course, I was asking for health. I was asking for better relationships at the time. I was asking for other larger things as well. But when I saw evidence of that, and so I guess it's the small and simple things that can make you the happiest, I was very excited. Well, shortly after that, I was leaving home. And I was not even, I would say, a minute away from my home And a very nice man ran the stop sign and ran into that sedan. No one was hurt. There was, I thought, minimal damage. It was just a dent in the front of the vehicle. He had a lot of previous damage to his car, but he felt overall his car was okay. And that week, I watched a lot of amazing things happen. I went from the car being drivable to a dent having to be fixed to suddenly the garage said it's totaled. And then suddenly I was getting much more for the car from the insurance adjuster than I really felt it was worth. I looked it up and I was given much more. And I even questioned it. Is that correct? Because I didn't want to take insurance payment that wasn't mine. I didn't want to have to pay it back later. I wanted to be honest about it. But the insurance adjuster assured me that the amount I was getting was correct. So I had more than enough down payment for the car that I wanted. But I did something at the time which I feel is probably a lot of you will do. I am a very basic, simple person. I get happy. I'm happy at the small things in life. I don't have to be a millionaire to be happy. I appreciate all those great things that I have. And so I tend to say it's all right if I just have this. Rather than perhaps expect or ask for larger things in life. Well, I've gotten out of that, by the way, since then. But at the time, I was still going through that type of mindset. So here I am. I not only have enough of a down payment for the car that I truly want, but I have enough that I can dent bills that I had at the time. It was a very prosperous time. But the first thing I thought was, well, maybe I could get a small little car that is perhaps newer, less mileage, and I would be grateful for that. And it was actually my own mother, who is someone that, like me, will say, don't get a lot of expenses, live simpler, be happy with what you have. She actually said to me, Lisa, why are you talking about getting another kind of car when you know the car you want? Why don't you go and get the car you want? And I just thought, why am I doing that? Heaven, universe, source has literally given me the ability to have what I asked for, is given it to me, and yet I'm saying no to it. Never say no to what you want to ask for, whatever it may be. Because heaven, I've learned, and I think I knew from the moment I was born, heaven loves us so much that they want to give us all that we would ask for. That's why it says in the Bible, ask and ye shall receive. And I think many people, we ask and then we say, but don't give it to me. Give it to somebody else who needs it more. I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to be selfish. I want to be a good person. I want to get to heaven. Heaven doesn't mind you having a vehicle. Doesn't mind you having a nice home. You are loved immeasurably, unconditionally. You are accepted for who you are. You are adored. I have felt that energy in my life. I have been there and felt that energy. That adoring energy that looks at you as if you are perfect and that nothing else can love you that way. It's actually indescribable, that love. And so it's okay to ask for what you wish to receive. And it's okay to love yourself and to value yourself and know that you're deserving to have it. So I went to the dealer, and I'm self-employed, as I told you in the beginning. And so I went with a stack of proof that I could afford this car. And the most amazing thing happened. I sat down and I said, I'll even take a used one. There I go again. Here is my proof of income. I think my credit history is good. I hope that we can work together. I hope I can receive this. I really, really want a GMC Terrain. By the way, this is not meant to be an endorsement of a GMC. I have not been paid by the GMC company. So I just want to make that clear. The manager. So here's the thing. I was supposed to meet with a co-owner of the car dealership, who was called off to a meeting. So I actually met with the sales manager, and the sales manager sat down with me, and his first words to me were, "Go out and pick your car." And I said, "Well, I don't want to do that until I know I can have this car." And he smiled at me with these beautiful blue eyes, and he said, "Go out and pick your car." And I went out and I picked the car, and he gave me a monthly payment, which was less than a sedan I had before that I thought was saving me money. He never checked my income. He spoke to me about the law of attraction. He spoke to me about authors such as Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, which is a very marketing, very shallow type of title for a book, but actually speaks on how to use the law of attraction. Like attracts like. Put out what you want in order to receive what you want abundantly back. He spoke of that author and asked me if I had read his books. I was amazed, completely amazed. I knew that universe was working for me, and I drove off the lot that day with my brand new affordable car. I was in paradise. I was in bliss. Now that's a small sampling of what gratitude can do for you. I can tell you that gratitude has given me cancer remission, because there's nothing that'll make you more grateful for life than the possibility of it being taken away from you. I started to see the blessings of life everywhere. I started to appreciate those people that were truly there for me. I was willing to let go with love to those who are not really healthy for me and not really caring for me and not really there for me. I was able to understand that and set them free. I came to understand with that gratitude of life that it was all right to have balance. At the time of my diagnosis, I would never think to take a vacation. I would try to work as many long days as possible. I would rarely take a day off. Immediately, I started to take 2 days off a week. I started to plan time away. I understood the importance of having that balance and that rest and good feelings and fun and adventure. At that time, I even got together a bucket list of what I wanted to do in this life, what I wanted to accomplish. And that bucket list included vacation to what I felt was the most beautiful place on earth, Bora Bora. Now, I'm not by any means a sun worshiper. I can tan, but laying on a beach, I'd rather take a walk. I'd rather enjoy the sea air and the seagulls and the tranquility and the serenity of walking along the beach and feeling the breeze and the warmth. But I really wanted to go to Bora Bora and float in the water and see the beautiful skies and the tropics and the tranquility and serenity. I thought nothing bad happens there. And I think I'm correct. Well, I'm going, by the way, this year, in July. I started to work on that bucket list, and I found out how to make that happen. And it took planning, and it took people helping me to go and wanting to go with me, but I made it happen. And I had a tremendous help with that happening, and I'll definitely talk about that in another episode, especially as it comes closer. So what I'm saying is, through gratitude of feeling life, of knowing about life, of having it, having that understanding plopped in front of me that it doesn't last forever, that it is completely short, shorter than maybe it's fair to be. Amazing things started to happen. My life became more joyful. It became more special. Gratitude paid me back 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times over. Now, gratitude is honestly not something that you can fake. It has to be a feeling, a genuine feeling. There has to be thoughts of gratitude, no negative thoughts. And think about your thoughts. Do you complain? Do you complain about your life, your bills, about other people, your job? It is so important to be grateful for what you currently have and to feel it. It may not be where you're going, but it is where you are. And something brought you here. So where you are is where you are supposed to be. But it doesn't mean you're supposed to lodge there. So it's important to be grateful for where you are, because that'll mean that you will have even more power to help you where you're going. And also, gratitude is how you speak. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for my relationships, my health. I'm grateful for my animals. I'm grateful for my work. I'm grateful for my understanding. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for heaven. I'm grateful for the love that I've received. I'm grateful for the luck I've received, or the blessings I received. And even if you feel worn down, try to find something really little and small to be grateful for, because just a small thing magnifies. It matters. And the universe, or heaven, or source, whatever you want to call it, always responds to these feelings. And it sometimes takes too long. It can sometimes take years, depending on when they feel you're ready. It can sometimes take seconds, weeks, days. As long as you stay in a constant state of gratitude, the payoff will always be coming. And if you're tested, if it gets hard, it always just means that what's coming is greater, and even greater than perhaps you can even imagine. So for today, homework assignment, starting today, and hopefully for at least this week and go on for the rest of your life, feel gratitude. Look around you. Is it sunny? Appreciate the sun. Are you with family today? Are you going to a cookout? Are you walking the boardwalk at a Jersey Shore beach? Are you in your car driving and you're stuck in traffic? Be grateful that the car is running. Whatever you can be grateful for today, milk it, soak it up, appreciate it. You see, each day is a blank slate. Each day is a new beginning. And today can be the new beginning for the rest of your life. It is. Start today with that gratitude and those good feelings, and you will see some wonderful things occur. You will be amazed at them. Does that mean that life will flow, that you'll never hit a bump, that there'll never be a challenge? Absolutely not. But you will see a change. You will see that things come around, and you will be amazed at how they found you. And you will start to also feel better. You start to feel happier, joyful. You start to see that people are treating you better, because once again, what you put out, you get back. You'll see there's a force around you that is working for you and not against you. And then the small things will turn into large things to be grateful for. So be grateful today. Be grateful for the rest of your life. And thank everyone special in your life, and tell them that you love them. And be kind to strangers, and give them a great smile. And if you want to, give them a hug. And especially someone that you haven't maybe talked to for a while. Let them know that you're grateful for them. Go on Facebook and social media and Instagram and let everyone know, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that you're in my life. And I don't always tell you, but I am, and it's been a pleasure. I want to thank you today for joining me for this podcast, and I hope in some way that you were able to connect with it, and I hope that you'll join me for the future podcasts. And if there are some topics that you'd like me to talk about, please do so. You can go to my Facebook page, my business page, which is under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. You can also comment on my YouTube channel in some way. As you see videos there, I'll be putting videos there. And that's also Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. And or you can email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net. And once again, be sure to visit my website, www.lisahopp.com, and check out my books on Amazon.com. 2 books. Take these steps now with an exclamation point to change your life, and Affirmations for Everyday Life. They're both available on Amazon.com. They are $7.95 and $8.95, and they're also available on Kindle. So thank you so much again for joining me on this beautiful Sunday, and I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day. Many blessings.